February 2017, welcome to the inaugural edition of the A-Side. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about records coming out I'm excited to get, albums coming out I'm excited to listen to, and cool music news right after this. So, I was kind of overwhelmed when I looked at all the albums coming out this month. In February, there is a lot of cool stuff, and I'm going to try to listen to all of it. I don't know if I will, because there's, as I said, a lot. But I'll tell you which ones I'm excited about, and at the end of the month, I'll tell you what I thought of the ones I could get around to. Big Sean is coming out with his fourth studio album, I Decided. Now, Big Sean, for me, has always been a feature rapper. I've never really cared about his full LPs at all. I thought they were all middling, and never really jumped out at me. But usually when he's featured on a Kanye track or something, he's piqued my attention. He's not like your normal mumblecore rappers that are kind of taking over the airwaves these days. He has a solid flow, and his lyrics are hit or miss. But I'm going to give his album a shot because I've heard good things, and he's featured Eminem, so we'll see how it goes. Sampha is releasing his debut album, Process. Now, he's worked with Kanye, with Drake, with Subtract, Solange, some heavy hitters, and he has a lot of solo tracks. I really like the track he did with Kanye called Saint Pablo, which was a late addition to the life of Pablo. But for his first album, I'm really excited to hear what his electronic kind of soul R&B style will be like. So, hopefully he knocks it out of the park. Peter Sager, who's Mac DeMarco's guitarist, is releasing his third solo album under the name Homeshake. Now, I have his first two albums. I have the limited versions of both, obviously. And I got the limited clear version of Fresh Air as one coming up. He does this kind of really cool lo-fi kind of R&B poppy sound, and I heard the new one is supposed to expand on that R&B flavor that the second one brought more of, so really excited for that. I heard the first single and I'm really into it. We'll see if it lives up. He describes it as a thrift store synth pop sound, which I thought was really cool, and hopefully it's a little less Macklemore and a little more his own thing. Teen Daze is coming out with Themes for Dying Earth. His early albums are my favorite of his. It's a little chill wavy, ambient, and he evolved into a more indie pop sound with his more recent album. I'm going to give this one a shot. I really liked his earlier stuff more than his last album, but maybe he's returning to roots. Maybe it was a one-off that I just wasn't into, so I'm excited. I didn't know this, but Thievery Corporation is releasing their first album in I think 4 years called The Temple of I and I. If you don't know them, they are legendary trip-hop, down-tempo artists. I have a ton of their records. Their last record strayed into more Latin jazz, bossa nova era, which I loved. A lot of people thought it was too much of a departure or too boring for them. They like their more experimental, trip-hoppy sound. I honestly have no idea where they're going with this album. I haven't heard any songs from it, but if it's anything like any of their discography prior, I'm probably going to love it. So that was an exciting thing to find out. Acceptance is a pop-punk band that I've been really into since 2005. They've only had one album. It was called Phantoms, and it was, and is, one of my favorite pop-punk albums ever. I think I've talked about it on this channel before. Well, I got to see them in 2015. They put on an amazing show, even though it was 10 years since they put out music, and they announced they were going to be having a new album. Turns out this year, Colliding by Design is coming out. I pre-ordered the limited edition bundle, so I'm excited to get that record in, and when it comes in, I'll give it a listen, and if it's half as good as Phantoms, it could be up there for my top 10 albums of the year. Dirty Projectors is a band I love. I love how Dave Longstreth has the combination of the two backing women, Angel and Amber, and they form these amazing harmonies, and their past two albums have been nothing short of stellar. This album, however, is just going back to the solo roots with Dave, so I'm a little worried about where it's going to go over the span of the whole LP. The first single I heard is great. It's a little experimental, but in a good way. But I do miss Amber's voice, and, the album is apparently about the breakup between him and Amber. So it's going to be heavy emotionally. It's going to be very experimental, and I hope it's really good. We'll have to see and find out. So King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard has become one of my favorite psych rock bands. Since 2012, they have put out 8 LPs, and they're all really good. And this year, their plan is to put out 5 more. Yeah, 5 more albums this year. They're incredibly prolific, and I saw them live last year, and the show melted my face off. Their upcoming album, the first of the 5 from this year, is Flying Microtonal Banana. I pre-ordered the limited version from Flightless from the Australian site, so hoping that's going to be good, hoping they don't put out 5 albums, because that's going to put me into debt, because I'm going to have to buy all of them, and importing from Australia is expensive. They're great. If you like psych rock, I think they're the best people making psych rock today. As a hip-hop fan, I'm embarrassed to say that he only came on my radar in the past couple months. But Oddisee is one of the most underrated MCs in the game right now. He's been making music for a couple years, and he doesn't have to rely on any of that BS radio stuff. He's technically, I guess, underground, and he's very conscious. He reminds me of Common and Talib Kweli and, certain artists from that era of just having something to say with their music. And I feel like now with the cultural, social, political climate, I think this is the right time to have an artist like this shine. And everything I've heard of his is wonderful. He's coming out with his album, The Iceberg, very soon. And honestly, I'm really excited for it. His jazzy, soulful beats with his really thoughtful flow. And I think it's a really unique gem in the hip-hop world right now. So I think you should check it out. Thundercat is releasing Drunk. He is an exceptional electronic R&B jazz fusion musician. I got to see him live at a festival last year, and it was really good. He's bringing out some heavy hitters like Pharrell, Kendrick as features. So this album is actually going to be released on a 4-disc set on vinyl. A little much. I'm probably not going to pick it up unless I listen to the album and it blows me away, but it's worth a listen. The drummer for Vampire Weekend is releasing his first solo album as Dams of the West. The album's called Youngish American, and I don't really know anything about the project, but I love Vampire Weekend. I love all their solo projects, so this is probably going to be one I like as well. Although I do hope this year we get a full Vampire Weekend album, which I know has been teased. Channel favorite Sun Kill Moon is releasing a double album. Common as Light and Love, Our Red Valleys of Blood is going to be potentially a very long album. He's known for doing these meandering 6, 7, 8 minute tracks, and he's been kind of going crazy in his old man state of curmudgeon-y goodness that his past couple albums have kind of leaned on. So I don't know how long this double album's going to be, but I'm definitely going to give it a listen. Even though Universal Themes, his last album, wasn't my favorite thing he's done, and arguably is my least favorite thing he's done, I still have hope that he's going to put out something stellar, so we'll see how it goes. And then there's a rumor that Drake is going to be putting out another LP called More Life. It's supposed to be this kind of dance hall inspired interim album between Views and whatever his next major project is. Now, I like Drake. I didn't like Views. I only listened to it once or twice, and I had no desire to really go back to it. But because I like Drake, I will give any album he puts out a shot. So if that does come out, I'm excited for it. If it comes out later, hopefully he has time to refine it. There's still that rumor of the Drake-Kanye collaboration album, which I think would be unbelievable. So, fingers crossed. As for music news, so the first thing that's on everyone's mind is Beyonce. As we know, she just announced that she is pregnant with twins, which is fine. I don't really care about her personal life. I think she's a great musician, a great performer, but I'm not like one of the Beyonce fans that wants to know everything. But what applies to my life is that Beyonce was announced as one of the 3 headliners for Coachella this year. Now, this year, Coachella has the strongest list of headliners that I've seen in a very long time. We have Radiohead, Kendrick Lamar, and Beyonce. I've seen the first 2 before, but seeing them again is always going to be wonderful. She announced, apparently, that she's going to still be performing, even though I think she'll be 6 or 7 months pregnant at that time. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like an Axl Rose situation of her sitting in a chair singing while everyone else dances around her. I don't know what it's going to be, but I hope Golden Voice isn't nervous. I mean, if anyone could pull off a performance in that state, it's probably her, because she's such a professional and such a seasoned performer. But I don't know. We'll see what happens as news unfolds, but congrats, Beyonce. The Grammys are coming up, and once again, I don't give a shit. I thought the Grammys were absolute trash for a while. I think it's a giant popularity contest. I don't think they reward true talent. The fact that Kendrick lost to Macklemore that year was the last straw, and I was like, all right, we're done. We're done with this earth. Get me off. But this year, there are some heavy hitters that are boycotting. Kanye, Drake, Bieber, and Frank Ocean have all said because of lack of support of young artists and of black people that they're not going to go to the Grammys. That's kind of cool. I like that. I like they're standing up for people. I like that they're standing up for what they believe in. I also believe there's going to be a secret show that night in LA if they're not going. So hopefully I hear about that. Maybe if you guys hear anything, shoot me an email. Let me know. So I have a lot of records coming in this month, as every month. But this month, the ones that I'm looking forward to are, as I mentioned, the Homeshake limited vinyl on clear and the Acceptance bundle, which comes with a t-shirt. I think it's on a half black, half double mint splatter vinyl. So those are going to be really pretty. Of course, every month I look forward to my Vinyl Moon record, which is going to be Volume 17, Libertas. If you didn't see my interview with Vinyl Moon, check it out here. It's awesome, and they're one of my favorite, if not my favorite, record clubs, so make sure you subscribe if you have a little extra money each month. No, spelled K-N-O, is part of the band Cunning Linguists, and he's releasing a beat tape called Bones. So this is an awesome instrumental hip-hop tape that he did. It's finally coming to vinyl. Limited to 300 copies. I think it's on this blue and milky haze vinyl. It sold out very quickly. He's exceptionally talented as a producer, so I'm really excited to add this to my collection. It got delayed a few times, but he's been really good at emailing us and letting us know about the delays, so finally this month I should have it. Temporary Residence, one of my favorite labels, re-released Copia, one of the best albums by Illuvium, aka Matthew Cooper, one of our favorite modern classical ambient artists that we talk about on here a lot. It's on this really cool colorway. I got the limited, of course, and that's going to be coming soon. Can't wait to kind of relax to that one. I joined the 10 Club, which is Pearl Jam's official fan club, which gave me access to their forums. And on the forum, there was a for sale post where someone was selling a whole bunch of records, and a guy gave me a really good price on the Mad Season album Above. This is the 2013 pressing. It was numbered, and it was for Record Store Day 2013. Mad Season, if you don't know, is a grunge supergroup from the 90s. It consists of Lane Staley, the Alice in Chains singer, on vocals, Mike McCready, Pearl Jam guitarist, on guitar, and 2 members of Screaming Trees. After Lane Staley passed away, they did some more shows with Mark Lanigan, the singer for Screaming Trees, as the singer. But this album, Above, their main song is River of Deceit. If you haven't heard it, grunge in its finest. And really excited to add this to my collection. 2 Discogs pickups. First one is, well, they're both bootlegs, actually. The first one is Pearl Jam Unplugged. There's never been a vinyl pressing of it officially, but there's a bootleg that apparently sounds really good, and I found it for a great price overseas, so that's going to be here soon. And something cool that popped up, I've been seeing it pop up for really expensive, like $70, $80, $90. Popped up for $30, and I saw it like the second someone posted it, so I bought it. It's the soundtrack to Cowboy Bebop, the anime. Now, I've only seen maybe 5-6 episodes, and I really did like it, and I plan to finish it soon, but the standout of that is the jazzy soundtrack. Everyone loves that. It's considered to be one of the best soundtracks in anime history, and someone made a bootleg of it. I don't know the quality, but it goes for a lot of money, and I managed to find it for this really solid price in mint condition, apparently. So unless that magically gets lost in the mail, I'll be spinning that real soon. I'll let you guys know what I think. I'll probably post it on Instagram. And finally, the thing I'm most excited to get in February. MF Doom and Madlib, aka Mad Villain, released a track not under Mad Villain, but under their own names, although technically that would still make it Mad Villain, called Avalanche. One of the best hip-hop tracks I've heard in a very long time, and Rap Cats is doing a really cool thing with it. They're giving a 7-inch of Avalanche, and they're putting this diorama out that you can buy. It's a box that turns into a display for this figure, like this big, of MF Doom as this hulking guy with this metal mask, and he has like a fedora on, and he looks badass. And I remember Kid Robot put out this figure of MF Doom years ago, and I didn't buy it, and now it goes for $300-$400 if you can even find it. I actually ask about it at a lot of Comic Cons and stuff I go to, and most people have heard of it, but they've never seen one in person. So they're doing a variant of that. He has a different pose. He's holding like a briefcase, and I'm really excited to kind of put that. I think I'm gonna get like a glass cube and put it around it with the diorama as a little display. So that'll be really cool. Really excited for that to come in. That should be this month. All right, guys, that's it for the A side for February. Look forward for the B side at the end of the month, and I hope you guys listen to some great albums. Let me know what you're looking forward to, vinyl wise, album wise, and as always, if you like this video, leave a comment, like, and please subscribe. See you Wednesday. So first and foremost, something I'm really excited to show you guys. We have a website, toomanyrecords.net. You can find the link down in the description. This site is going to consist of a blog.